Welcome to Wellness Quarters, where wellness lives. My name is Gayle Nowak. I'm your host, Wellness for All expert leader, and communication and emotional wellness coach. The Wellness Universe is thrilled to bring you this inspiring interview series with our members as part of our Wellness for All program. We bring experiences like this to you because we believe happy, healthy, and healed humans lead to peace globally. Join us here on the second Tuesday of each month at 5 p.m. Eastern Time and the fourth Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for a 15-minute session filled with insightful interviews and practical wellness tips from top professionals in the wellness universe. Whether you're seeking inspiration or actionable advice to enhance your well-being, Wellness Quarters is your go-to destination for support on your journey to a healthier, happier life. This Pay What You Can donation-based program is supported by generous viewers like you. If you'd like to donate, you can do that now, after we're done, or anytime in the future using the link that I'll post in the chat. And a special thanks to everyone who has already donated. And if you'd like to reach out to me about the show, I'll also include my contact details in the chat. At the end of the show, you'll see a pop-up to leave a rating and review. We're grateful for yours as it helps Wellness Quarters reach more people seeking tools and practices to optimize their well-being. Today, we're speaking with Ricki McKenna about intuitive cooking. Ricki is a certified nutritionist, speaker, author, and cooking show host who believes that what, how, and when you eat makes a profound difference in how you feel, look, and live. Her passion for intuitive cooking helps people turn everyday meals into opportunities for nourishment, creativity, and connection while saving time, money, and reducing waste. Welcome, Ricki.
Hi,
Hello.
Gayle. Thank you for having me here. I appreciate that. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I am wondering why my hair looks like I'm glowing.
Because
Oh
you're
my
so vibrant,
goodness.
Ricki.
Woohoo! Okay. Yeah, well, we have a lot of fun. So, but one of the things I believe in is food should not just be, well, of course, it is the basis for your life, and it is the basis for keeping you healthy and avoiding disease, but it's also should be it should be fun. We shouldn't be afraid of food. There's so much confusion now. As a matter of fact, I was speaking with somebody just this morning about, how do you understand whether you're supposed to take statins, and if the doctor wants you to take statins, should you take CoQ10, and what can I take instead of a statin, and can I take red yeast rice? And it's I understand it, but it's very confusing for a lot of people. So we had a little chat about the red yeast rice versus the statin, which I happen to agree with. But it's things like that that I hope to clear up when I work with people. It's
Yeah, actually, so I know that
yeah.
you've worked with people for over 25 years. You've probably seen a lot of changes in how people relate to food. So what do you think is the biggest misunderstanding today that people still have about healthy eating?
I think that the biggest misunderstanding would be should I be on a diet? Which diet? Do I need a diet? Why am I having, whatever? And where to go with it? There's so much conflicting information out there, information that people can get from different sources. There's some good stuff out there on the internet. I have a website, and hopefully people will be able to get something from rickiskitchen.net, and it's Ricki with an I, as you can see. It's one word, rickiskitchen.net. But I think the most puzzling thing is all the different diets that are out there. Diet to me is whatever you have in your hand and you put to your mouth. That's what you're eating is your diet. And the idea that, you have to be this size or that weight, everybody is biochemically individual. And therefore, everybody has a different need. We all have different nutritional needs. Basically, we have similar things. We all have to eat something, and we all should be drinking water. But there's a lot of different, there are thousands and thousands of choices of food out there, and preferably fresh food versus packaged foods. I'm very much in favor of fresh foods. Um, and that's one of the things that I teach is how to take care of those fresh foods. Choose them, buy them, bring them home, clean them, store them properly, and then eat them and enjoy every morsel. And the part of it that I think is confusing to people, and the questions that I get from people a lot from my clients is, how do I store this? The lettuce goes limp and blah before I get to eat all of it. There's a way to handle that. And should I buy this? Should I buy? And what about frozen? So all of this is out there, and it can be very confusing.
Yeah, that's one of the I would say benefits and yet maybe confusing aspects of living in an abundant world, right? We have so
Yes.
many choices, and
Choices.
what I think some of what I've heard you say is, what you eat matters, how you eat matters, when you eat matters. And I get the sense that that's part of what connects to this idea of intuitive cooking. So can you talk a little bit more about what you mean by that?
To me, using my intuition, well, first of all, the kitchen is my meditation area, which some people find a little strange, but that's where I just kind of am into myself in a sense, but intuitively picking. Let's see, I've got a basic, let's take a bowl of oatmeal just for fun. Everybody knows what oatmeal is. It's usually used for breakfast. And my concern is, what besides the oatmeal are you going to put into it to really make it taste great and make it a fun meal, and also make it a healthful meal that will give you energy for several hours, instead of the oatmeal basically is carbs, and carbs are fine. They're complex carbs, but the thing is, they will wear off. It shoots your insulin and your sugar up immediately. So you want to balance it. If I could have a tattoo, Gayle, I would have balance put across my forehead. But what I do with oatmeal, or something like oatmeal, hot cereals, if you insist on having hot cereals, which is great during the winter, add an egg. Put the egg in while you're cooking the oatmeal. That adds protein and fats that actually slow down that sugar and insulin rise. So it maintains your energy a little bit longer. Add a handful of pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds, or chop up some walnuts. So you're adding not only the walnuts, the omega 3s, and a little bit more protein. You want to add a balance of proteins and all the rest of those nutrients into your meal, no matter what it is. If you're scrambling an egg and you have a piece of toast, put a little bit of not just butter on the toast, but put a little bit of peanut butter or almond butter, because you're adding other foods to that not only taste good, but they also give you more energy, lasting energy. And that's what I'm interested in, because we eat for energy.
Yeah.
Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
it totally makes sense. And I love that you use the oatmeal analogy, because that's definitely a go-to in the New England winters here.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I have a lot of people in my household who are not, well, I'd say half of us are oatmeal fans and the other half are not oatmeal fans.
Okay.
And exactly what you described is like, how do we make it a little bit more fun, a little bit more tasty, and also nourishing? So I love that
Yep.
example. And you touched on something earlier about wasting less food, and
Yeah.
that's also something that in our household comes up when we're buying fresh produce and what have you. And I learned this later in life: don't wash the grapes right away. Wash the grapes when you're ready to eat them. Because I would buy grapes and I would wash them as soon as I brought them home, and then they would go bad before we had time to eat them. So
do you
for
keep
people
them
who
refrigerated?
I do keep them
Okay.
refrigerated. Yeah. So what's a few simple practical ways we can save time, save money, and not waste food in our kitchen this week?
Just to address the grapes. First of all, see if you can find a date on the package where the way the grapes are packaged. See if you can find a date somewhere, which means the date that they were brought in to the store. That's number one. Anytime you have something that's fresh, see if you can find the date or even ask the produce manager, when did these come in? That's one thing. When you pick up what's the word I'm looking for? A bunch of grapes. And you pick them up and shake them before you buy them. If they're on there, they don't come off. You don't have, stray little ones falling off or the whole thing falls apart. You want them to be firm enough and newly picked, so that they will stay on that bunch. That's one thing. You can wash them. I use a veggie wash. It's made by Truly Free. I don't get any remunerations from them, but I love their products. I wash my grapes. Make sure you dry them as much as you can before you put them in the refrigerator. The moisture on them will help them deteriorate quicker.
Yeah.
So that's one tip. Make sure if you're drying lettuce, once you've washed it, lettuce, cabbage, any other fruits or vegetables, make sure before you put them away, they're as thoroughly dry as you can get them. I always put my berries, when I've rinsed them and gotten all the veggie wash off them or fruit wash, I put my berries, I put any blueberries, strawberries, grapes, everything out on a cotton towel to dry. And I make sure that they're touching the towel. You know how they pile up? Unpile them. It's like when you put something, when you put shrimp into a pan to cook it and you want to be able to flip it over, make sure that the shrimp are touching the bottom of the pan. Yeah. Same thing with the fruit. When you're drying it, make sure that everything gets dried. Leave it out there. It's not going to hurt anything. You can leave it out for an hour if you have that time. I wouldn't suggest taking a hair dryer, but
I never even thought of that, but I'm sure
I have. Not on heat, just on air. But if you're in a hurry, if you're desperately in a hurry and you want to do that, but let things dry. Get them as dry as you can. And when you put them into, let's say, I have those green bags, it's Mrs. Debbie's or somebody's green bags, which I've bought. It's an investment because they're not cheap, but they work. And then they take a paper towel. Let's say it's lettuce. I've chopped the bottom off the lettuce. I use romaine most of the time, or cabbage. And I've rinsed it and I've dried. I put it in a lettuce spinner. Invest in a lettuce spinner because you can use it for more than lettuce. It does take a lot of the extra moisture off. Then before I put it in the refrigerator, I make sure I put it on a couple of paper towels. They're your friend. And make sure you wrap it in the paper towels. Because you know how when you buy the containers, the plastic ones where you take off the top of mixed lettuce and spinach and so forth. Before you put it back in the refrigerator and put the top back, glue the top back on, put a paper towel on top of the lettuce or whatever the veggie is, then put it in the refrigerator. The condensation is what leaks into the food and makes it wilt. So you want to catch the condensation. If you want to, put a piece of paper towel underneath as well. And then you can store it. It'll last for a week.
I love this. It's so simple. I actually did not know this. I buy those spinach containers and inevitably the little bottom layer ends up going bad. So I love this very simple tip to do. I can, implement it right away. And I am sure you have many, many, many more tips. I know you have a cookbook too. Do you want to share that before we wrap up?
I do want to share that. Thank you. Can you see it? That's
push it a little.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Okay. Whoops.
Yeah. What's the name of it?
I always wonder about these. It's Yes You Can, Eat Well and Eat Right. It's full of those tips. There are also 19 different foods, mainly veggies, and 30 different recipes in there. And with each of the foods, I've also included the nutritional value, the nutritional information concerning them. And also, there are, let's say, here's a bunch of, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, shoot.
I can't tell if you should
Yeah.
go forward or go backward. The
I don't
background.
know. But at any rate, what I was trying to say, after each recipe, there's a blank page. So you can see the
Okay, so
writing,
you
and
can
then
make your
there's a
own notes.
blank. There's one, yes, take your own notes. If you want to substitute something for, if you don't like as much garlic as I've recommended using, substitute something else. Or you can use something called hing or asafoetida, which is an Ayurvedic spice that is very much like garlic. And there are some people who are unfortunately allergic to garlic. So that's one of the things they can use. It's called hing, Hing. If you want to change something in the recipe, fine. Make it your own. That's what I want people to do. Use it as a basis and then go from there. And there's stuff in there for kids. There's how to make little animals using oranges or potatoes or even bananas. You can make things for, get your kids involved and make things for table centerpieces using an orange and cloves and some other, you can make faces and put them up on toothpicks for centerpieces. They're lots of fun. I once
was
made
just say, that speaks to that fun part that you mentioned earlier.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, I encourage people to play with their food. I know your mother told you don't, but I'm telling you, play with your food. Because last year for the holidays, I took, that Brussels sprouts grow on what's like a log, and they sprout off of either side of it. So I took a Brussels sprout, the whole thing, and I stood it up on a plate, and I in between the Brussels sprouts I used radishes. So I had green and red, and then all around the bottom of it I used other different fruits and vegetables. So that was a centerpiece for the table, made completely with fruits and veggies.
Wow.
So you can make a Brussels sprout tree.
Festive,
and then you take them off afterwards and eat them.
Beautiful. I love it. So, Ricki, how can we get the cookbook, and how can we connect with you?
Okay. Thank you. My cookbook is on Amazon. It's under Cooking Well, Eating Well, and Cooking Well. I'd be happy to put my information in the chat so you can get in touch with me. Yeah. And I do accept phone calls and text. If you were to text me, let me just see if I can find that. Just a moment. Oh dear. Well, I'll put my information in the chat by hand. Okay. Text me and use the word kitchen in your text. And that's to 970. I promise I will return your phone call, but text the word kitchen, otherwise it goes out. Okay. Wait a minute. I apologize, Gayle. I should have had that up. I have a whole thing. And it's...
That's okay.
I want to be able to
text kitchen to you. You can share all of those wonderful links where they can connect with you. Grab your cookbook just in time for the holidays, right?
Oh boy, have I got some ideas for holidays too. And especially for vegetarians and vegans, I have some fabulous recipe using vegetables and using fruits and using everything except the turkey and the usual stuff that gives people heartburn and makes you sleepy. So
excellent. And we're gonna continue our food theme next on the next show too. So, great. So you've got your information in the chat there. If anyone wants to connect with Ricki, thank you. Thank you so much for your wisdom and your tips and your energy, sharing time and space with us today. Thanks to everyone who joined us live, everyone watching the replay. We'd love to see you for our next show on Tuesday, November 11th at 5 p.m. Eastern with Jillian Hood for Making Peace with Food.
Yes.
Until then, be well, everyone.
Thank you. Bye for now.